How about them Cowboys? Let's go! Cowboys come up with a big Week 2 win against the Atlanta Falcons. Comeback victory, game-winning field goal victory. Let's get right into it. Welcome back to the Star Vision YouTube channel. My name is Sebastian. Got two special guests here, my brothers, Jesus and Hugo. What up?
Thank you for having us.
Glad to be here.
Let's get right into it. Cowboys win a nail biter, 40-39 on Sunday, Week 2. Let's get right into it. So let's start with some game takeaways. Start with you, Jesus.
Emotional takeaway is that I was stressed, man. My heart rate was, I had such a high heart rate. Felt like my heart was gonna come out of my chest with all the stress and anxiety that were giving me. But I'm glad that we're 1-1 instead of 0-2. Sounds way better that way.
For sure.
A lot of stuff to get into, but emotionally, that's my emotional takeaway for sure.
Yeah, my fingernails are off after that game. Hugo?
What are you doing, biting your nails?
Hey, it was a nail biter.
That's gross. Alright, my takeaway was, damn, that was a crazy game. Probably one of the craziest games I've seen since being a Cowboy fan. It was insane ending. Terrible start, but we pulled it off. Hey, we pulled it off. That's all that matters.
Would you put that compared to the Bills game with Tony Romo? Or does that sit?
That Monday Night Football
The
game?
Monday Night Football game a couple years ago, the 5-pick Palooza.
That one's in my top 5. This one's probably ahead of it because it was it was a lot more scoring, I think, if I remember correctly. And the onside was a crazy play. And,
We'll get into that later on. We'll get into Let's
I'll
hold our
chill,
horses.
I'll chill.
Can y'all believe that? We were down 20-0 in the first quarter and we managed to come out with a victory. All right, let's get right into it. Let's talk about the defense and how they struggled all game. Jesus, carry on.
They could not stop a soul, man. Diggs almost had a pick.
Yes.
So there was moments where was it 2 opportunities?
I
at a
think
pick?
so. I think so.
There
Early
was
into the game.
2 opportunities for a pick.
Yeah.
Didn't fall through, but Diggs looks good, man. He looks good. But outside of that, our defense struggled. I think we'll talk about the 2-point conversion, but I wasn't a fan of going for 2 there. Only because I didn't think we'd be able to stop them twice if we didn't get it. But we'll get into the details, I'm sure. But defense is not. We need Earl Thomas.
Oh my!
Yes.
We need
sign
Earl
Earl
Thomas.
Thomas. I did not see any of our safeties in the game, to be honest. This is very disappointing. Our secondary looks lost. Calvin Ridley, wide open touchdowns. Hayden Hurst, wide open touchdowns. It's just ridiculous. Hugo?
What, my takeaways?
The defensive struggles.
Oh, defensive struggles. The one good thing, aside from all the trash defense I saw, is at least they're looking for the ball in the air. Last year they're playing the receiver, not even turning the head. That's the only thing I could take away from the defense. But besides that, they were garbage. Ridley was cooking them. The run game, I don't think was that effective for them, but Matt Ryan was slinging it for them. But
Are we gonna talk about the Julio drop?
Oh, we'll get into that.
Okay, that's part of the struggle because that was gonna be the icing on the cake if that were to go. That would work.
A perfect example of our cornerbacks looking for the ball. Chidobe Awuzie, it was a streak route on the left side. Chidobe Awuzie turned around and went for it. He was a little bit short, but hey, at least that's positive. That's going into the year. Great coaching, and
great coaching.
For the rest of the year,
it's just a little bright side, a little tiny.
Bit. We still
tiny.
No takeaways this game, but hey, all we can do is hope. Also, DeMarcus Lawrence, I didn't really notice him. I think he was banged up in the second half, but still no show from DeMarcus Lawrence. Linebackers, Jalen continues to struggle. Joe Thomas played really good. You guys agree? Joe Thomas?
I think he played good. Yeah, he's definitely the best linebacker out there.
Definitely.
I would say so.
Yeah. So aside from that, defense could not get off the field on third down. It was just bad. The offense turnovers early on in the game did not help. Bad field position. Defense could not do much there. Let's get into the coaching decisions. So, Hugo, do you want to start with the special teams coaching?
The special teams coaching. All right.
Start
The
with
first,
negatives.
the negatives.
The negatives.
I mean, they're all negatives except the last one. But the first fake punt, I was all for it. The play was there. It was just tough, man. Chris Jones couldn't get the ball there. Was it C.J. Goodwin?
CG Goodwin.
He slipped up coming back for the ball. Kind of stumbled a little bit. The play was there, so I was okay with that one.
Yeah, it was early on in the game. You know, catch them off their heels, but
What do you expect from your punter to throw the ball? Like,
Yeah, it was the punter. I mean, he's the
it is
punter.
what it is. He's a punter for a reason, right?
He's the punter for the reason. Yeah.
aggressive coach and John Fossil. You want to get into the second one?
The second one. Oh my, that one pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. It's what 4th and 5.
You were very upset.
I was very upset. 4th and 5. 4th and 5, and you're gonna run it through the middle.
With-
All right, I understand if it was what 4th and 2.
4th and 2, 4th
Like,
and 1.
It was there, but 4th and 5. There's no way you're gonna get 5 yards. No way.
And keep in mind, this was the second fake punt in this game. You're going to expect Darian Thompson, our starting safety right now, to gain 5 yards on a fake punt. Come on, just if you want to go for it, leave your offense out there. Let Dak sling it. Come on, just no, don't fake it twice. Come on, you're better than this.
Question: both of them were inside our own territory, right?
Yes.
Correct. So that also gave the defense horrible starting position.
I will say the defense held up for allowing only field
In the
goals
beginning?
on those
Yeah.
turnovers
Yeah,
because it could have gone a lot worse. So I guess you would say it wasn't completely bad on the defense. Now that I'm thinking about it, but I still would have liked more stops, and I just felt like the Falcons were moving. But
there's this play in I think it was in the third quarter. It was a 3rd and 5. Offensive pass interference on Julio Jones on the right side. Remember that one? I think it was Trevon Diggs. He didn't even touch him.
Yeah,
And they
yeah,
called
I
it.
remember that. I was like,
Matt Ryan
oh.
overthrew
Oh.
it, and like it was a late flag, so
Right.
that's a head scratcher. But yeah, you want to get into the 2-point conversion coaching decision?
2-point conversion. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it. I was not. You guys were all for it. I was against it. The reason why I was against it was because if you don't get the 2-point conversion, you're still down by 2 scores. And frankly, I didn't think the Cowboys were gonna get the ball twice again, especially because we couldn't stop them all game
Very
as far
low
as their
chance.
offense. So I was thinking, okay, kick the field goal, you'll get one more possession for sure because they're probably not gonna get the whole 5 minutes. But the fact that they missed it, the 2-point conversion, now they had to get the ball twice. We got some fortune, we got some good luck with the whole onside kick, but I was not a fan of it.
Yeah, and the 2-point conversion, I believe it was a run to Zeke. Correct?
It was a
run
run
to
to Reed
Zeke.
on the right side. Didn't even get close.
It was a run to Zeke.
Didn't even
CeeDee
get
Lamb
close.
went in motion. I think it was a run to Zeke to the right side. Just Dak has taken you down there, driven you down there, moving the offense. Why do you take it out of his hands? Like I don't get that. Come on, just let Dak sling it. Let him run it.
To add, I will say now that thinking about it is, if we did my logic, we would have gone overtime.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have won the game. So I guess it kind of worked out in the end.
Yeah.
But it's still a
Still a head scratcher.
It's a very dangerous game you're playing when you're taking those kind of risks.
Yeah.
But my logic would have been overtime, and who knows what would happen then.
Yeah. At the time, I was like, all right, just get it out of the way. But when you broke it down, I was like, all right, it makes sense. Like we should have definitely kicked the field goal.
If we had like the Chicago Bears D or like the Steelers defense, yeah, okay, let's go for it. Why not? We'll get a couple of stops, but we don't have that, which is why we need Earl Thomas. Hint, hint.
yes, Earl Thomas. I want to retrack. When the score was 26-7, the Falcons scored. They went for 2. They went for 2. Head scratcher. I don't know why they did that. They went for 2 and they failed.
Right.
So if they took that one, they get 40 points towards the end. That forces overtime, like you're saying.
Okay.
And yeah, just something to think about.
I guess it canceled out then,
Hey, maybe. All right, let's get into the stats. Let's see how the players did. Hugo, you want to get into the stats?
I'm the stat guy, by the way.
Stat guy.
I'm the stat guy. All right. Let's start off with the boys.
It was Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott,
Great game.
34 for 47, 450 yards, 1 TD, and he had 3 rushing touchdowns.
Big.
Damn, that's huge, man. You guys have thoughts on Dak and how he played?
He had a great game. He was slinging the ball around. You know, Amari had 6 catches. CeeDee Lamb had 6 catches. Michael Gallup had 2 big catches in the game. So yeah, he did really good. Oh, can't believe our backup tight end, Dalton Schultz.
Oh, he
Showed up after that fumble in the first quarter. Dalton Schultz came up big for replacing Blake Jarwin, who is now out for the season. So that was a big positive coming out of this game. You want to add anything onto the offense?
Picked up Dalton Schultz on my fantasy league.
Very smart. Very smart.
man.
Offense. I will say, okay, so I don't think we've talked about this, but I do think that we run the ball way too much on first down. We need more creativity. I would have preferred some play action, moving the pocket a little bit, especially with 2 hurt tackles.
Yes.
Dak is really good on the move. So if you can move the pocket, maybe, pull the defense a little bit closer to you with those play actions and maybe get some more shots over the top, because we didn't have many shots over the top. We had that Cooper bomb, the Gallup bomb, but Dak loves to throw the ball deep, but I feel like he doesn't have the time to throw deep because we have hurt tackles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very predictable when you're running the ball on first down most of the time. And I thought that was going to change with Mike McCarthy. But obviously, he's kind of more so the play caller, so I think it's a Kellen Moore thing now.
Later on in the game, they started doing play action. In the first quarter, they did not do any play action.
Yeah.
But yeah, props to them for including play action, getting Dak out of the pocket, and that just helped a lot with our 2 Pro Bowl offensive tackles missing out in this week's game.
Yeah. And in terms of Zeke's rushing yards, he had 89 yards, 4 yards a carry, which is, I'll take that. He had a TD. Let's see what else we got here. In terms of receiving, you guys touched on it. Dak spread the wealth all across the board. CD had 6 catches, 106 yards. Baller. Cooper had 6 catches, 100 yards. So we got 2 100-yard reception yardage.
100-yard receiving.
You got it. You're chilling.
And then Dalton Schultz, the guy you picked up in fantasy, had 9 receptions and 88 yards.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
He was cooking.
And Gallup, he only had 2 catches, 58 yards, but he made a big catch. That was an alpha catch right there.
Yes, very.
He went
alpha.
up and got it.
On the left sideline.
Shout out to his bottoms.
Went up and got it.
Shout out to his
Comes
bottoms,
down.
man.
One foot down and there's his
got
left
his-
ass cheek.
Yeah, he's got his
Butt cheek.
butt cheek. His
Come
ass
on
cheek is
now.
down, man.
And let's touch
Yeah.
bases on the Falcons.
The Falcons.
Let's
Like
get
the
into,
numbers?
Let's get into their receivers.
Oh,
Their
let's-
number 1 receiver.
really?
Let's
This
get
one
into
stuck
that.
out to me. All right. Julio Jones, 2 receptions, 24 yards.
Is that because of Trayvon Diggs?
Maybe a little Trayvon Diggs, but I'm gonna calm down.
Let's calm down. Let's calm down.
A lot
This
of
is- Hey, happy birthday, Trevon Diggs. Today.
Happy birthday. Maybe Julio was like, we were focused on Julio, so the other guys were allowed to get open. So I guess he did his job in that part. But Calvin Ridley's the one that ate up today. He was eating.
He was eating. Yeah, I think I remember watching a couple replays of how the Cowboys are guarding Julio. And I think they would have a safety over the top.
Yeah.
So essentially they were kind of shadowing him with 2 people. So maybe that's why he didn't have as big of a day. But he did have that one drop that would have, put the icing on the cake for them and made him the winner, I'm sure.
Yeah, let's talk about that trick play. Russell Gage at quarterback. It was 3rd and 5. Julio lined up in the slot. Go route, wide open. Could have been game sealer. Great throw by Russell Gage. And just Julio just didn't extend farther enough to catch it. He usually comes up with that, right?
Yeah, he usually comes down with that.
He's the best receiver in the league. But he only had 2 receptions for, how much? 20 yards?
Who, Julio?
Yeah, 24 yards.
24 yards, yeah.
Really cooked, though,
Is he?
man.
Let's talk about Calvin Ridley, the number 2 receiver. He was wide
I
open.
might say number one.
Hey,
after
he
this.
could be number one on any
Come on,
any
now.
team. You gotta chill over there. But he could easily
Chill, man.
he could easily be a wide receiver number one on a team.
Yeah, for
How
sure.
many? Read out his stats.
Calvin Ridley.
Yes. What a big day.
Whew. 7 receptions, 109 yards. 15 yards a catch.
How many touchdowns?
That will get it done, and 2 touchdowns.
Yep. On those 2 touchdowns, Calvin Ridley wide open, no one to be seen. Jordan Lewis, I think Jordan Lewis played really bad.
Yeah,
First game back, but
I'm a big Jordan Lewis fan. I think he makes plays all the time, but today he did not look good.
yeah, Anthony Brown on IR this week, so yeah, he's gonna have to step up. Lot of promise in Trevon Diggs and Chidobe Uzie. He did pretty good, right?
I mean, hey,
Average, right?
he did average.
Our secondary was not good as
He's
a
a
whole.
Uzi. He's kind of like the same guy.
Yeah, same guy.
All right.
But in terms of safeties, you know, trash. I didn't see him at all. I didn't see him.
I didn't
Did you
see
see
him.
him?
I didn't see no safeties.
I didn't. Xavier Woods, I wouldn't see. Darian Thompson, don't even know he's on the field. You know,
Yeah,
I don't see him.
That was rough.
It's all good.
All right, let's touch base on the horrible first quarter. So we lost three fumbles early in the first quarter. That first quarter took forever. So three fumbles. The Dak fumble led to a 1-play Calvin Ridley touchdown. The second fumble was Ezekiel Elliott. That led to a 4-play Hayden Hurst touchdown, wide open on the left side. Where is the safety? Come on, we need Earl Thomas back there. Just throw that in there. And Dalton Schultz, in the first quarter, he was struggling, some drop balls, but hey,
And a fumble.
he fumbled in the first quarter. That led to a field goal, so it could have been worse. But we just can't have those plays. We lost the turnover battle. Just really bad. Just glad we got the win. Any last thoughts?
Can we talk about the onside kick?
Oh yeah, let's get right into it. I almost forgot. Let's go.
What onside kick?
I don't know.
That play.
Move this a little
This
bit.
was the play. Like, like since the new rules, onside kicks get recovered
It's like
5% of the time,
yeah,
if not
it's around
less.
there.
If
It's
not
terrible.
less.
Unless you have the Falcons kicker. He has 3 in a row.
Young Goku is
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good. at
Who
onside.
is- and we,
He was on our side.
yeah, and I think Joe Johnson wanted to trade for him in the middle of the game.
Yeah, for real. It's like,
Yeah, he really did. But hey,
just for a kick,
I'll keep my kicker.
I'll keep my kicker.
So let's get right into it. This is the onside kick. 39-37. 1 minute and 49 left. Cowboys have 0 timeouts, so we need to get this onside. Let's get right into it. The ball is like this on the ground. You don't see that often, but
Yeah.
Greg Zuerlein made it work. And let's see how he kicks it. Greg the leg, lining up. Kicking it. Little pooch
So
kick
you see, once it hits 40, it makes a sharp right.
right
know?
there. Right there. Falcons just sitting there watching. CJ Goodwin does a great job of reacting and jumping on the ball.
Falcons don't want it. They don't want it.
Honestly,
they were just looking at it,
When
man.
the kick first happened, I didn't think it was going to get there.
Yeah,
Because
I
it was
think-
going.
It was
towards
going
the
very
40,
slow.
And when it hit the 40, it literally broke
Yeah.
right hard.
You think the Falcons players are probably thinking, "Oh, it's not gonna get. It's not gonna get 10
Exactly,
yards." Maybe
exactly.
that's why they're kind of hesitant going for
Yeah.
the ball because don't even bother. It's not gonna go 10 yards.
I've
But-
never seen this.
Keep in mind, the Falcons could have touched the ball before it got to the 45.
No, yeah, for sure.
They could have touched it, but they decided not to. And
Yeah.
I get it. You know, if you go for the ball before it gets to 45, and the second you touch it, it's a live ball.
Yeah,
And if it ricochets, you know, the Cows can pick it up or whatever. But if you're waiting till 45, it's still kind of the same thing because now it's a live ball anyways. So you should have just taken the chance and maybe secured it
Mhm.
instead of waiting for everyone to pounce on it at the 45. I personally think they should have jumped on it beforehand, but thank you, Falcons.
So Asus is a former soccer player, so he knows his ball techniques, right?
Yeah. So he we call it in soccer the tres dedos, your outside foot. That's where Greg Zuerlein really hit the ball. If I would take the ball, he hit it with his right toe, his right pinky toe, and he hit it right here on the ball, which allowed it to then spin and go up the field. That is a work of art.
Let's go for the brand. Greg Zuerlein, big onside kick. Let's see this recovery. Pounced on it. Cowboys ball.
Yeah, he made up for that drop ball. For
That
that
was-
drop fourth.
That's Chris Jones. Oh, CG Goodwin.
Drop
So I
ball.
was like,
Yeah,
what do you
I'm
mean?
tripping.
CJ Goodwin.
Imagine it was Chris Jones.
No,
The ball then.
No.
Yeah, CJ Goodwin recovered the ball.
Hey, Jerry.
Let's go.
Unbelievable. CeeDee Lamb has a huge catch. Celebration, CeeDee Lamb has a huge catch on this drive. And yeah, what can we say? Gotta stay optimistic, right? Yep.
You're just gonna answer your own questions now.
I mean, I'll tell you, I was not optimistic, but
I was not. I thought we were gonna lose, man. I thought it was game over.
Yeah, it was.
Just gotta stay optimistic.
He
You
was
never
the
know.
one. He was like, "Oh, we're gonna get the onside kick."
They wanted to change the channel to Red Zone. I'm like, no, come on.
All right, I wasn't that.
Okay, I wasn't that
me, man.
desperate. That was Mama Sanchez.
All
Mama Sanchez.
right, so let's get right into it. Game balls, game MVPs. I'm gonna start with you. Here you go.
What?
Let's go. Who are you giving the game ball to?
All right. Game MVP is going to the guy that tosses the rock, Dakota Prescott. He balled today. I mean, obviously the play was the special teams, but we wouldn't be in that situation if Dak Prescott wasn't slinging the ball like he was. He was carrying us. He was making some big plays. A lot of plays with his feet. He was he's a tough guy to tackle. 3 touchdowns, right?
Yup.
4 rushing touchdowns. Or
3 rushing
three
touchdowns,
rushing touchdowns,
1 passing
one passing
touchdown
touchdown.
to Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, that's my MVP. Here's the ball, man. Make your choice.
Who's the game MVP for me? Pat McAfee would be proud. For the brand, Greg the Leg. Greg Zuerlein with the clutch onside kick. Beautiful. And the game-winning field goal, 48 yards. Right down the uprights. Let's go. Greg Zuerlein. That's my game MVP. Here you go, Greg Zuerlein.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Zeus. Close it off.
The last game MVP. We just talked about them. The Atlanta Falcons special teams is my game MVP. They should have hopped on the ball before the 10 yards. They decided not to. I don't know if they got cold feet. I don't know if it's a coaching thing. But they were eligible to touch. They could have touched the ball. They had the right to do that, but they decided not to. And Cowboys recovered. So thank you to them for allowing the Cowboys to get the victory. So you are the Cowboys, my game MVP for this game.
Shout out the Falcons.
Shout out to the Falcons.
Falcons. Hey, we all know Falcons are gonna Falcon. With that being said, make sure you guys hit a like on this YouTube video. Subscribe to the Star Vision YouTube channel. Hit the post notifications for live updates for when I release new videos. And with that being said, Cowboys go to 1-1 on to Seattle. Let's go. All right, stay safe and peace out.